Persia to Iran, a scriptural and historical journey. The Persian Empire stands as one of the most significant civilizations in biblical history. Unlike the Assyrians and Babylonians, who are often portrayed as instruments of judgment, the Persians are frequently depicted in scripture as liberators and protectors of the Jewish people. The Achaemenid Empire, founded by Cyrus the Great around 559 BCE, became the largest empire the world had yet seen, spanning 3 continents and encompassing diverse peoples and faiths. The biblical record of Persia is primarily found in the books of Ezra, Nehemiah, Esther, and Daniel. These texts chronicle the return of the Jewish people from exile, the rebuilding of the Second Temple, and the restoration of Jerusalem, all made possible through the decrees and support of Persian kings. The kings of Persia in the Bible. Cyrus the Great, who reigned from 559 to 530 BCE, founded the Achaemenid Empire and conquered Babylon in 539 BCE. He issued the decree allowing Jews to return to Jerusalem and rebuild the temple. Remarkably, Cyrus is called Anointed, or Messiah, by God in Isaiah 45 verse 1. He uniquely built a legacy of peace with the Jewish people. Darius I, who reigned from 522 to 486 BCE, reconfirmed Cyrus's decree allowing the rebuilding of the temple. The Second Temple was completed during his 6th year of reign. Darius ruled the Persian Empire at its peak, and his reign saw the completion of one of the most important structures in Jewish history. Xerxes I, also known as Ahasuerus, reigned from 486 to 465 BCE. He was the king who married Esther and allowed the Jewish people to defend themselves against Haman's plot of genocide. The entire book of Esther is set in Susa, one of the capitals of the Persian Empire, during his reign. Artaxerxes I, who reigned from 465 to 424 BCE, authorized Ezra to teach the law in Jerusalem and Nehemiah to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem. His decrees were instrumental in the spiritual and physical restoration of Jerusalem after the Babylonian exile. From empire to nation, the Achaemenid Empire at its peak, around 500 BCE, covered approximately 5.5 million square kilometers, spanning 3 continents. In contrast, modern Iran covers about 1.6 million square kilometers. Iran's population has grown dramatically from approximately 12 to 15 million in 1935, when the name change occurred, to 89 million in 2024. Oil discovery in 1908 transformed Iran's economy and geopolitical importance. Oil production peaked in 1974 at 6 million barrels per day. Today, Iran is the official name used for the nation-state, while Persian remains common for cultural and historical references. From Persia to Iran. The name Persia was an exonym, a term used by outsiders, particularly the Greeks, derived from the region of Pars in southwestern Iran. Iran, by contrast, is an endonym, the name used by the people themselves, derived from the Proto-Iranian word Aryanam, meaning land of the Aryans. In 1935, Reza Shah Pahlavi formally requested that the international community use the name Iran instead of Persia. This request was officially implemented in March 1935. The motivations were multifaceted: to signal modernization and independence, to emphasize the Aryan roots of the people, and to be more inclusive of all ethnic groups within the nation. The British initially resisted the change, fearing confusion with Iraq, but eventually accepted it. In 1959, Mohammad Reza Shah decreed that both names could be used interchangeably in formal contexts. Today, Iran is the official name for the nation-state, while Persian remains widely used for cultural, linguistic, and historical contexts. The Cyrus Cylinder. The Cyrus Cylinder is one of the most important artifacts in human history. This ancient clay cylinder, inscribed with cuneiform text, records the decree of Cyrus the Great allowing the Jewish people to return to Jerusalem and rebuild the temple. Discovered in Babylon in 1879, the cylinder is now housed in the British Museum. It is considered by many to be the first charter of human rights, as it proclaims religious freedom and the rights of conquered peoples to practice their own religions and return to their homelands. The text on the cylinder aligns remarkably with the biblical account in the book of Ezra, confirming the historical accuracy of Scripture and demonstrating the profound impact Cyrus had on Jewish history and the fulfillment of biblical prophecy. Legacy and significance. The Persian Empire's role in biblical history cannot be overstated. Through the decrees of Cyrus, Darius, Xerxes, and Artaxerxes, God accomplished his purposes for the Jewish people, allowing them to return from exile, rebuild the temple, and restore their nation. These historical events are not merely ancient history, they are foundational to the Christian faith and the fulfillment of biblical prophecy. The transition from Persia to Iran in 1935 represents more than a simple name change. It reflects a nation's desire to reclaim its own identity, emphasize its ancient heritage, and assert its independence in the modern world. Today, the terms Persian and Iranian are used interchangeably in many contexts, though each carries distinct historical and cultural connotations. Understanding the history of Persia and its transformation into modern Iran provides valuable context for comprehending Middle Eastern geopolitics, religious history, and the enduring legacy of one of the world's greatest civilizations. The scholarly study of this transition illuminates how ancient empires continue to shape our modern world.